So in this section we will see the random forest. So random forest is an extension over bagging. So bagging was the ensemble method which is used for building the multiple models by the same type, and they are the building of multiple models has been done from the different subsamples. So random forest is an extension over bagging, or we can say it is the extended version of bagging. It takes one extra step where, in addition to taking the random subset of data, it also takes the random selection of features rather than using all features to grow the trees. Means what we are doing in random forest, so they are taking the random subset of data as well as random selection of features has been used to grow the tree. So when we are having such number of random trees, then it is called as a random forest. So we will see the steps to implement the random forest. So suppose that there are n observations and m features in the training data set, then a first sample from training data set is taken randomly without replacement. Means, so when we are talking about random forest, then by the n observations and m features, we are taking a random particular observation or sample from the training data set. Then the subset of m features are selected randomly, and whichever feature gives the best split is used to split the node iteratively. So after choosing the sample, the subset of m features are selected randomly, and then the feature which gives the best split is chosen. And by using this, the tree is grown to the largest. The above steps are repeated and prediction is given based on the aggregation of predictions from n number of trees. And by using such n number of trees, the random forest is built, and that's why it is considered as panacea of all data science problems. It is versatile machine learning method which is capable of performing regression and classification of both. Generally, either we are doing classification or we are doing regression, but this particular method is capable of performing both. So in random forest, we grow multiple trees. So for this, the forest chooses the classification having the most votes, and in case of regression, it takes the average outputs by the different trees. So we can say that when we are talking about the random forest, so we have seen how the tree is built, so how that is grown. So we are assuming the cases in training set n, then the samples of these n cases is taken randomly, then we are choosing the features, and the best feature we are choosing which is giving us the best output, and then the tree is grown, and then we are predicting the new data by aggregating the predictions of n trees. So the advantages of using the random forest techniques are, it can solve classification and regression both, as I said earlier, that it is having the estimation that it is capable of solving both the type of problems. It can handle large data set, that is the best part, that it can handle thousands of input variables and identify the significant variables from that. It can estimate missing data and maintain the accuracy. It is a very effective method because by using this we can estimate the missing data and we can maintain the accuracy. Even when the large proportion of data is missing, still we can do this. It can balance the errors. So it can balance the errors in datasets where the classes are imbalanced. The capabilities of the above can be extended to unlabeled data as well. It is not talking about only labeled data, so we can do this for unlabeled data. Using the out of bag error estimate, remove need for set aside the test set. So as we are doing this out of bag samples, so error estimated on this, which is out of bag error. So by studying that out of bag error, we can show out of bag estimate is accurate as using test set of the same size. It can handle higher dimensionality data very well. It maintains the accuracy for missing data. So these are the advantages of random forest technique. The disadvantages of random forest technique: it is not much good for the regression problem, though it can handle classification and regression both, but it is not very good for regression problem because it does not give precise continuous nature prediction, and regression is basically dependent on consistency. It have a very little control on its working because basically they are having the statistical modelers, and because of that it cannot have a very good control on its working. It won't give precise values for the regression model, as I already said, because the final prediction is based on mean prediction from the subset trees. Because of that it don't give the precise values. So this is all about the random forest, the advantages and disadvantages of random forest. In the next section we will see the sparse modeling and the estimation techniques. Thank you.